Man, what a week in real estate. The industry just got rocked by two huge shockwaves that honestly could change the game for good. We're talking about massive brokerage power plays, some serious anxiety over new tech, and a whole lot of drama.
And all of this really makes you stop and ask, is the real estate industry actually at war with itself? Because from where I'm standing, it sure looks like it. We've got major battles breaking out on two completely different fronts.
So, first up, we've got a huge brokerage clash. One of the industry giants just made a move so big, so bold, that its competitors are crying foul. They're basically accusing them of trying to build their own private little corner of the market.
And then, as if that wasn't enough, an old fear came roaring back to life. The idea that artificial intelligence isn't just a shiny new tool, but an actual replacement for agents. So we're going to break down both of these industry shocks right now. We really need to get to the bottom of what they mean for the market, and maybe more importantly, what they mean for every single professional trying to make a living in it. Okay, first, let's dive into this Compass power play. This is a story about how one massive brokerage is trying to completely reshape the market. And it all comes down to something called a syndication deal. So what in the world is a syndication deal? Well, think of it like this. It's an agreement where a brokerage, in this case Compass, sends its listings directly to a portal like Redfin. But here's the kicker. Compass gets to control exactly how those listings look and what information is shown. That gives them a massive strategic advantage.
And the reaction to this deal? It has been absolutely nuclear. Critics aren't mincing words. They're using some really explosive language, claiming that Compass is literally attempting to build a parallel housing market.
A parallel housing market? I mean, that's a heavy accusation. But what would that actually mean? What does that look like for everyday agents, for brokers, and especially for the buyers and sellers we all work with? What are the real-world consequences here?
Well, according to the critics, the impact could be really severe. They're arguing that by controlling the flow of their listings, Compass can effectively keep buyers in the dark about everything that's actually for sale. And if you're a competing brokerage, you get starved of that inventory. The end result, they say, is that the only real winner here is Compass's bottom line.
So what you have are two totally different ways of looking at the exact same move. On one side, you've got this incredibly harsh criticism we've been talking about. But on the other side, a Compass team lead fired back, saying standing still is not a strategy, and that they're just bringing necessary new innovations to an industry that, let's be honest, could really use it. All right, let's shift gears to the second big conflict of the week, the classic human versus AI debate. The big question, is technology here to help us, or is it here to replace us? Now, this fear is nothing new. We've heard it for years, but it got a serious jolt of energy this week from a debate that just blew up on social media. The core claim was simple, and for a lot of people, pretty terrifying. AI and platforms like Opendoor are coming for your job, and they're going to make real estate agents completely obsolete. So on one hand, you have this very real fear of total replacement. But a lot of industry leaders are pushing back, and they're pushing back hard. They're saying, hold on, the reality is way more complicated than that. They insist that technology just can't replicate the nuance, the negotiation skills, and the human trust that are absolutely essential to getting a deal done. So, okay, we've got a brokerage war brewing on one side and an AI panic on the other. With all this turbulence, what's your next move? How do you not just survive, but actually thrive in all this chaos? You know, everything that happened this week actually gives us a pretty clear roadmap. First, you've got to embrace innovation. You can't just ignore what companies like Compass are doing. Second, you have to emphasize your human value. I mean, double down on all the things an algorithm can't do. And third, you have to stay informed. Just understanding these big forces is the first crucial step to navigating them. And all of this really leaves us with one final critical question. In a world where listings can be walled off into private markets and AI can analyze data in a split second, what is the core, irreplaceable value that a real estate agent brings to the table? Answering that question isn't just a thought exercise anymore. It's the absolute key to your survival and success going forward.